We live. We live, man. It's we live, man. Saturday Night Live. A little adjustment. Let me do some sharing. Let me do some sharing real quick. Not the homegirl sharing from the block, but sharing. That sound like a bar. I can write in a lyric. I share my page like your homegirl sharing. 1585 show. And hey, what it is. All right, so let me share my photo. A couple of my people said share with me so I can see when y'all on. I need to set up that event thing so that gives notifications. One day. What's Miss Mac talking about? Mm-hmm. Oh, is it gossiping or just actually spitting truth? It ain't for you to know. All right, man. James Mack checking in. Ronnie Sauce. Rogers. What up, fellas? What up, fellas? I really love you. Elaine in the house. We on Saturday Night Live. Elaine, it's past your bedtime. Let's see. Can't hear who? Can't hear Skype. Oh, there we go. There you go. Oh man, we can't be. Oh, you guys missed all that banter from Miss Mac in the background.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can y'all
okay.
hear me now? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, they hear you now. All right, let me cut this off. Cut this on, and we get who banging on the Transformers. There we go. Now we got a show. That's we on now. Loud and clear. Good to go. Let's get it going. Dr. Cole, my OG in the house. Rio Davis in the house. Maybe Saturday night, man. When we don't have football games. Next week we got LSU. What time's the game next week? I don't know what time we're gonna be getting home.
It's a what 8:30 game or 7:30, 7 o'clock game I think
It's
with
a-
LSU. You gonna be there?
It's a night game?
It's the night game.
Oh,
Yes, because we play
the prime time game.
we play Santa Monica. Yeah, we play Santa Monica early, which gives me an opportunity to get to the UCLA game.
Yeah, I'm going to the game. That's the one. And I'm kind of
Yeah.
nervous because we didn't throw the ball well tonight. And guess who LSU has? The best secondary in college football.
Well, then that means we can just run the ball.
We have to run the ball. There's nothing else we can do. We got to run.
Hey, can look good.
We look pretty good today.
Yeah.
Rio, we on
He
a
ran home.
Saturday. Rio, I'm coaching high school football, so Fridays are out during football season. So we're gonna have to probably adjust to Thursday. We might take the sucker punch time slot for now.
Yeah.
Thursdays at 8, Thursdays at 9. That might be the thing. Robert, big OG Robert in the house. Lloyd,
Yeah.
Goo, the two-headed monster. Is that who won the 3-on-3 tournament? The three-headed monster. Big three. We on Saturday Night Live, man. All right, man.
Yeah.
The Bruins play today. That's got to be topic number 1. And we saw Trent Dilfer go off on his play on the sideline. That's topic number 2. What else went down today? We talked a little bit about Sha'Carri. Talking crazy about support she got from Allison. Little League World Series going on. We both play Little League baseball. Some Little League memories.
Sure.
That might be cool. There was a list out there, man. I believe Shannon Sharp starts a mess saying Westbrook is not even a top 10 point guard. Are there 10 point guards better than Westbrook? That's one topic.
I don't think so.
We got to go down the list, man. And there was a couple other topics we had on the list. LeBron spends $1 million on his body every year. How much do you spend, Jimmy Mack? And J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith is back in college playing golf. If you can go back, what would you go back and play? I don't know. Here you go. 1585. Intro. What's going on? Where'd it go? Oh, I messed that up. Here you go.
You're quite hostile. I got a right to be hostile.
Oh man.
Mr. Good Old Days. Ari Daddy was a top flight athlete. Top flight,
Craig. Of the world. Of the world, Craig. Of the world. Top flight. Don't take your job too seriously, man. Dr. Cole said defense has upgraded. Oh boy.
I hope so.
UCLA puts hands on Hawaii, or is Hawaii just not a good team this year? What's your takeaway, man? Today's win, 44-10.
Yeah, 44-10. It was a performance that's supposed to happen when it comes to UCLA and Hawaii. We supposedly have better athletes. This is supposed to be our year, so it's good that we got off to a good start. The only thing I don't like about this is that people are saying Hawaii is just that bad. If Alabama beats Hawaii 44-10, they would be praising Alabama. Anybody in the SEC would beat Hawaii like that. Ohio State, Clemson would beat them like that. When UCLA beats them, it's Hawaii just that bad. I just think that this is a more mature Bruin team. They've been down for some years, and all those guys have grown up now. As you said earlier, we didn't look good in the passing game, but it's still a work in progress. I was surprised that the kid Bowers from when he was one of the top quarterbacks in the nation when he was in high school came and already took the backup job. I thought Griffin.
You mean Gabbers?
Good backup.
You mean Gabbert?
Yeah, Gabbert. Yeah. I thought Griffin was a very good backup for us, but if he's taking over for Griffin, that means that we got 3 solid quarterbacks in our lineup. So even if anything was to happen to DTR, Lord forbids, we still got a good chance, and I think we got a good fighting chance. I mean, we look good. I still think we need a little bit more weapons on the outside that are, prime time type players. But I think this could be our year. They beat LSU. I mean, that's not saying that they'll go to the college football playoffs because the Pac-12 is still hard. 5 teams ranked in the top 25, and UCLA is not one of them. It's still going to be a battle. So I just think that we look better. I think we're ready this year, and it's going to be interesting next weekend. It's going to be very interesting. And I feel bad for Hawaii. My brother-in-law went to University of Hawaii, played linebacker there, and he went to the game and he saw them get whooped down. I couldn't go to the game because we had a morning practice today, so it was a well-deserved win for the Bruins, and hopefully off to a good start.
Yeah, DTR did not play his best game. 41.8 QBR, only went 50%, 10 of 20 with a lot of drop down passes. Wasn't very sharp. Threw one long one, I believe. But I have a tall glass of Chardonnay, please. The Michigan bounce back was a welcome addition. Britton Brown looked tough. Charbonnet looked tough. Can we run the football versus anybody in America? Offensive line looked pretty good, man. And this is kind of what you really want. If you can run the ball down people's throats, get 3 to 4 yards per touch. I mean, we average, of course, we had a high average. We had long runs. Charbonnet averaged 17 yards per carry. Brown, 6.0 carry per carry. That's kind of hard to determine if that's going to it's going to translate to a LSU or Oregon or Stanford, those types of teams that have stout front sevens. It's exciting, man, because this is why they play the game. We finally, like you said, have a shot. We have a shot at an 8 to 10 win season. It could be a special season, but it does come down to what number one does. If DTR is our guy, he has to be sharp. Now, I know he missed 10 days of camp, and I'm going to chalk this game up to the equivalent to 3 practices. He just has to get back in the flow of things. He has to be on his A game. He needs to throw for at least 250 versus LSU. And he does that by hitting the tight ends and running backs. I don't think – is Elias Ricks still at LSU? And what's the other kid's name? Is Stingley still there? Is LSU had
Stingley's still there. Stingley is still there.
Stingley and Elias Ricks from Mater Dei? 6'3" corner, 6'4" corner? That's going to be very tough to complete balls on the outside versus LSU. And you know they always have NFL safeties. So it's going to be a tough game in the air. But we can run the football the way we did today, even half of what we did today. We should be all right. I mean, I think we can hit LSU in the mouth like we used to hit Texas. Remember when Texas would come to town? We'd be like, this is Texas, big bag Texas. We used to run through Texas. It was Arizona State we couldn't beat. It was teams we couldn't beat Arizona State. I think we can beat these guys, man. First time ever matchup at the Rose Bowl at night. If it's at night, that means they're gonna be playing on their time zone at 10 o'clock when we're thinking about 7 o'clock. So it's gonna be a little bit odd. So I think we got a shot, man. Smack them right in the mouth. They're gonna be practicing, I believe, and not practicing in Louisiana because of the hurricanes. So they're practicing. They're displaced. So a lot of things are working in our favor. Saturday tailgate. What's it called? The Fourth and Forever tailgate. Fourth and Forever. All you Bruins. We're gonna be there. I believe my man Chucky Miller Van Gogh from Long Beach is having a all Bruins meetup September 2nd. I believe it's before the game. And every Bruin is invited. Let me check it out so I get the proper information from my man Chuck. Is the party promoter extraordinaire from when we were young till now. He got his own club. It's called Long Beach Unified, downtown Long Beach. It is first annual UCLA Bruin meetup. Let me put it on the screen if I can. That way I don't mess this thing up. All right, so there it is. 2222 East Anaheim Street, LBC, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. A night to reminisce, laugh, eat, drink with former teammates and classmates. All years welcome. All you Bruins come through downtown LBC. I might have to go, man. I don't go to a lot of functions.
Might have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I know a lot of people about LSU. LSU always has talent, but what people have to understand, before they won that national championship, the last one under Coach Gruffy voice, they usually underachieve. And then last season during the pandemic, they had a terrible season. So this is not a program. They're living off reputation right now. So their program is still kind of down. So we have an opportunity to really kick them while they're down. We cannot give them any breathing room, let them make any big plays to get them going. Because if we do, then we're going to be in trouble, or we're going to have a battle on our hand. We got to come after them hard and come after them fast. And they usually don't have good quarterback play historically. So we have to have it to where we control the tempo, control the game, and come out there and punch them in the mouth. And I think we got a good chance. And it will be a good thing for the Pac-12 overall to have one of its teams be the SEC team and be the SEC power. So I really think that this is going to be a big game. It's going to determine how the college football landscape will be viewed, because if UCLA is viewed as a team that's not that good, they beat SEC power, they'll take the sting off that the SEC beating. You know how Alabama run through the conference. Alabama, the conference won't mean that as much as it did. Yeah. So just, and then maybe you can get some recruits to stay home. Man. I mean, like you said, LSU got 6'4" corner out of Mater Dei. We seen what Mater Dei just did, Bill, the other night, 45-3 down there. Maybe we can get some of these Cali ballers who are leaving the state to go get playing time, and they can get here, stay home, So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be good. I'll be there. Maybe I can get Miss Mac to join me.
Miss Mac ain't going. Miss Mac ain't going. Miss Mac ain't going. If Miss Mac goes, I might have to get Miss Cobbs to go. Miss Cobbs ain't going. Miss Cobbs don't like the crowd. Miss Cobbs don't like the heat. She like, if you ain't playing, why am I going? And I'm like, you got a point there. Coach Cole said, Kirk Herbstreit said the Bruins will win the Pac-12 South. All right, Kirk Herbstreit. How much money you putting in? $2 bet. $2 bet. Bruins win the South. Can the Bruins win the Pac-12 with Oregon up there and their spicy uniforms? 100 uniforms that Nick Saban said we got 2 away and home.
Red
and white.
Home
reds and away whites and our burgundy helmets with the numbers on the side. We keep it pretty simple. And I get all the 5-star recruits I want, regardless of what our uniforms look like. Boom. Yep. That's gangster. All right, man. You saw this, man. Trent Dilfer. Let me see if I can pull this video up. Trent Dilfer, quarterback whisperer. Let me see if I got some sound on this thing. Trent Dilfer goes off going ham on his kid on the sideline. I don't think I got sound. Do I have sound? All right, let's see if I can get some sound. All right, let me turn this music down real quick. See if we can hear some Trent Dilfer.
The challenge. The crate challenge.
Well,
that's probably what he was mad at the kid for. The kid did the crate challenge on the sideline.
That might have been what it is, but I don't hear nothing. I don't hear anything. But all right, so Trent Dilfer's putting hands on his player for talking back. That's what the meme says. Doesn't like when his players talk back, so he's putting hands on him, pushing him backwards. Kid slams his helmet, and he's basically saying, "Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, now sit down," and the kid still ain't sat down. I believe the kid does go sit down. Of course, my video wants to go back to the crate challenge every single time. All right, your style of coaching, Jimmy. How effective or ineffective is this type of charade in your perspective?
In my perspective, I mean, I get it. You know, we both were in a black coaches group, and we had a lot of people saying this is great. You know, Trent Dilfer is not taking any guff off of players, but at the same time, I'm just not. That's not my style. I'm not a yeller. I'm not a fusser. I try to teach, and this is still a teachable moment as well, because you putting your hand on a kid and me and another guy were getting to this conversation. He's lucky that kid didn't take that helmet and bust him upside the head, because you're physically driving this kid back. You're bigger than him. You're yelling in his face. And if it's an emotional situation, we're very lucky that the kid did not do anything. Are we on?
It's a little bit
froze.
It's frozen a little bit.
Why y'all frozen, honey? It says that we just have to do because we're on TV. So it's either you or him. I'm gonna share it with people. Everybody can see.
We can see you. Can you hear me?
Oh yes.
I think we're still good.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. All right. So I mean, I just think that it's the wrong thing. Even back in the days when coaches got physical with players and stuff, and I thought that was the wrong thing to do, because you're in a teaching moment. You got to understand, these kids are learning, and they don't have the nuance of the game the way we want them to do. And we're in a game that's very emotional and physical at the same time. So kids are going to get emotional, physical. You have to be the calming presence as a head coach, you know. And I just don't feel that it's the necessary thing to do to put your hands on the kid, unless you're putting your hands on them for comfort. Because if this kid is irate and he's mad about something, one of y'all have to be calm, because you yelling at his face, all he's hearing is you yelling. He's not going to get the message. He's not going to understand what the teaching moment of this is. And we all know in real life, the teaching moment is somebody put my hands on me and they're manhandling me physically. That can be a physical altercation when you get older. So we're not teaching that kid nothing in life, but that I'm the adult. I have power over you and I can control you physically anyway. At a great teachable moment. So, I mean, we don't know what the context of this argument is, or the context of this. Maybe this kid was trying to fight another player. Maybe this kid got a personal foul. Maybe he got too emotional on something. But at the end of the day, what Trent Dilfer is doing is a little bit I wouldn't even say a little bit. It's a lot of out of bounds. There is a way different way to handle this. My last year at Gardena, we had a team fight with Banning. and I grabbed a banding player. But I didn't grab him out of anger and disgust. I grabbed him to protect him, one, and let him know that I got you. And that's not even my player. And if I was able to calm a opposing player down who's fighting my players to get him off our sideline and get him to safety, your own players, you should have this rapport with them that allows them to understand, I'm here for you. I'm trying to help you. This can't be confrontational. And I was telling the guy, I have 3 steps on how I handle it. I look them in the eyes. I make sure that there's eye-to-eye contact. I try to use a calming voice and give a clear message of what it is that I'm trying to say. And if need be, it's a hand on the shoulder that's very gentle to let them know, like, hey, I'm here. I got you. And it seems to work well. But it also, that has to be something that's built into the rapport with your players. They know that I'm not going to yell at you because I want you to hear my message without having to be defensive or without having to think that you need to defend yourself from me. I'm not here to hurt you. So I think there's levels of how we do it, and I know there are different coaching styles, but this can get ugly. It can get ugly. You know, if he did that to a pro player, he might get punched. You know, he did that to some college players, he might get punched. And these guys are physically strong, and Trent Dilfer's an older man now. That would not feel good for him.
It wouldn't go.
So what
well.
do you think, Ace?
Well, somebody done blocked this because I got some got blocked because I used someone's music and they got mad. Boy, these people be killing me. All right, so hopefully this music doesn't get us blocked. Let me go with some royalty free. Royalty free. Okay, here we go. This is our usual. I'm gonna have to find out some new tracks. All right, so the worst I've ever experienced as far as a coach berating and belittling kids and putting hands on kids. It has changed over the years. I believe when we were younger, we were borderline abused.
Yeah.
Because I remember being grabbed. I remember being face mask yanked. I remember being cussed out. I remember being, face mask yanked and pulled and pushed. What he did was kind of grab the player, pushed him, told him to sit down. In a very public display of emotion and authority. I think he might have lost that kid right there. And like you said, a teachable moment. So I just know it's a different day. We were different. I think it's a different style. I don't even recall myself as a coach I've raised my voice as a teacher a few times, and I've taken a kid or two outside in the hall a few times to get some act right, but it was never to a point where it was disrespectful. It was always between a mano y mano if it was a young man. But as a football coach, I know how hard it is to play football at a high level. I know some kids don't like making mistakes just because. And if I scream and yell at him, am I making it any better? All we can do is look at the iPad, look at the play, show them what we see, and see if you can fix it. If you can't, I'm putting somebody else in there. The context of what this scenario was with Trent Dilfer grabbing his player and pushing him and telling him to sit down, we don't know, like you said, what was the situation that brought this about. I believe there's always a way of doing it with respect, with clarity, and a way where we can move to the next task. We can move to the next play. Because if this is a point where take off my uniform, you're off the team. Is this that moment where you'll never play for me ever again? Get out my face, Get off my field. But this is more a sit down. I'm gonna make you my punk. Sit down while I continue to coach this game. It just didn't look. It didn't look good. It didn't look good because the kid was not with him. The kid was not listening to him. It was like if he was fighting another kid, he would have been like, "Okay, coach, I got you." But no, he looked like he had a problem with the coach. So it was almost like, well, he did have something to say. And I think it's more of a generational thing. The team I'm coaching now, kids talk back. And I'm like, man, these kids so got something to say about everything. We watched film this morning about last night's game. We corrected some kids on some stuff. Kids had excuses to why they did something wrong. and they were pointing on fingers at other players on the team. And I was kind of like, wow, it's a new generation. So-and-so said Ringo. No, I didn't. I said Leo. Oh, man, so-and-so. And I thought so-and-so was doing it wrong. So I just jumped up and did it this way. And I'm like, wow, whatever happened to yes, coach? My bad, coach. I'm going to fix it. It's a new day. It's a new era. So like you said, Trent Dilfer's lucky this kid didn't punch him, didn't go off on him, and make a bigger scene or a big, uglier scene where this adult is not only berating this young kid, but he's actually abusing his kid. Because once he hits you, your response is going to have to be something physical. And, I don't know, any other way around it except to protect yourself. But it is something that has to be established week one. When you start coaching a team and you get in new kids coming in, you establish this position of authority with the way you present yourself as an authoritative figure. And if you don't like the way I speak, the way I teach, this is not the place for you. It's not the team for you. If this is, what I'm saying, you start early, like, if it's an issue, you can leave. Nobody's here is bigger than the team, including myself. And we're going to all have respect for each other. But if there's disrespect, I got to point it out. Because if you don't learn it from here, you're not going to the next level. So all these little teachable moments, I think, are part of why we play the game. A lot of these kids we coach aren't going pro. They're using this. This sport is for you to learn these things because life going to hit you smack in the face. And if you got a problem with your boss, you're going to get fired. You won't have a job. So it's better that you learn that even if you don't agree with what's going on from the head man at your company, sometimes you just got to say, you know what? There will be a moment for me to explain why I believe there's another way of doing this. But if I say something right this moment in this meeting, I will be going on Monday. They're going to let me go. Pink slip. So, hopefully that lesson can be taught. Trent can regain the respect of this young man. And the rest of the team can understand that he had a moment where he lost it. I'm pretty sure he's going to apologize because now it's viral. Everybody's seen it. And now it's like, oh, Trent Dilfer ain't as cool as we thought. Look at him. Lost control. Doesn't have control of his team. Lost the locker room. All that good stuff, man. So it's crazy, but it happens every day. And a lot of coaches meet this emotional kid with emotion. And then before you know it, you got kids fighting coaches, parents fighting coaches, coaches fighting coaches. And everybody loses, especially the kids. So, I think it's a delicate situation. My coach, Merle Cole Jr. is on here from Long Beach, probably many years coaching at the Funk House. And he was a teacher. Didn't raise his voice a whole lot. But you act crazy, on the line. Everybody. You got something to say? Cobb, you tired? Yeah, I'm tired, coach. Hey, y'all, everybody on the line. Why? Because Cobb's tired. Oh, man. Establish early what you expect from your team. It don't have to be a big old circus every time. Let's see what's going on here.
Yep.
All right, man. Moving on. All right, did you see Sha'Carri? Did not like what Allison Felix said on the late night talk show, saying we need to support her and give her the help she needs. Mm-hmm. Sha'Carri took offense to that and said support on a talk show is fake. All right, is there a line that we draw for Sha'Carri in that we support her, but at some point you're going to have to accept the support and not try to be so quick to respond with a clapback if she felt slighted? Where you stand with Sha'Carri right now from what you heard recently?
From what I hear, there's a lot of people. I'm in this track and field group on Facebook, and a lot of them are saying that Allison Felix comes across as fake sometimes, and she's not really a big supporter of other